Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin tanking. 86,800 on the way down, possibly to 85,000. A nasty dump on the morning for BTC. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 86,000. Bitcoin just took a massive dump to the downside. 85, just absolutely getting pummeled. Is the dollar coming back stronger than we thought? What is happening here? Bitcoin absolutely collapsing. And I had a deep sleep last night. Woke up this morning. Was like, let's take it easy. Dang, next thing I know, Bitcoin is absolutely getting thrashed to the downside. I had a tiny little scalp that I was like, I don't like the scalp. I think I lost $100. Yeah, I did. Lost $100 this morning, and then was like, And then I did see a descending triangle on the 5-minute time frame, and wow, Bitcoin, that would have been a beautiful short just when we lost the 1 minute 200 moving average. Just like I teach you, short that, long that. I missed it, man. I missed it. I had people in my house. We had to go over some plans, and I missed this move, man. Look, it's a perfect double top. Lost the 200 moving average. Massive dump. Like, this is insane. Let's take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin here and see what happened. I made a boatload of money this week. Everything's going well, so I didn't want to lose it. So I decided to kind of take it easy today, and then dang, gold just got ripped. Everything, and look at the DXY. I bet the DXY came back strong. It did. And you knew there was going to be a little bit of a movement back to the upside, and then what was Bitcoin going to do? If Bitcoin couldn't pump when the dollar was dumping, then it dumps when the dollar pumps. It's kind of whack, man. It doesn't make sense. I have to be honest, it's starting to act strange comparatively to gold, right? I mean, but they both dumped today at the same time. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. And again, my strategy, when you lose that 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame, you must pay attention. I rarely want to long there, but we got to actually have the breakout from that, That's why you put your stop right here. Either you catch that short or you don't lose a lot of money if you are long. But wow, what a move for Bitcoin. And looks like it's headed down to 85,000. And you know what's crazy is Bookmap was right again. Bookmap's been screaming that we're going down to 85K. And I keep showing Bookmap to everybody too, just so you can see how it's not even about me making predictions, it's about me showing you the indicators and how to use them. When you see this and you keep seeing it and you go, wow, the red did go down to the 200 moving average right there. Look, boom, right there to this key area. And of course, I'm going over plans. I'm redesigning something, and I had to go over plans this morning, which took away from my morning routine. But it is what it is. We're going to do that magic mine like we do every day, where we're starting to do. Whoa. That performance shot, the original. I'm not doing that max. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that max. 85,000. Man, what a massive dump here for Bitcoin. I should be getting paid right now. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on and focus on what's happening. But wow, what a massive dump for Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. And look, it probably lost a 5-minute 200 moving average. It did way up here last night, and then it made a bear flag. And look, the 5-minute was in a descending triangle, like my favorite pattern that dumps every single time. And I actually had it drawn out too. I was like, I see the 5-minute in the descending triangle. I said that dumps like 90% of the time, and then boy, did it dump. Wow, massive liquidations on the longs. Massive liquidations on the longs, man. This is crazy. Let's take a look at the bigger picture and see what's happening. But Bitcoin taking a massive dump. I'm pissed I'm not in that short right now. But hey, it is what it is. And now look, I mean, now that has just, basically broken the rules here. For weeks, this was red, this was green and suggesting that we were okay. Not anymore. And now you got to start thinking that we are going to go lower. Every day we talk about this. Every day we go over it. Hidden bullish divergence is 90% accurate, but I've never tested it on the monthly in my life. I've never seen it in this type of situation. I mean, that is a bear flag that looks like it's likely to break down further to the downside, right? I mean, that's just nasty. And remember that head short of the 4-hour. Now starting to play out with that stop on the other side of the 200 moving average. It takes forever though, right? And look, it even kind of made a double top there. I was looking for this to make a right shoulder. I wasn't going to long until we, I told my whole group, let's wait for this right shoulder. I said, I don't see a long right now. Let's wait. I tried to scalp with the 1 minute, but that's not like going long, right? So nasty. Wow. And that tells you that Bitcoin, may have to come down to these true. So let's take a look at the levels and let's see what we're looking at here for BTC. Looks like we're getting down to 82.5. I mean, how do you not come and test that monthly support now? And that wick to the downside was not good. I kept saying we got to get a move back to the upside, and now we're about to close this month massively bearish. unless something can happen in the next 2 days. This is not amazing for Bitcoin. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm happy I diversified into real estate. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be rude, but I was heavy in this. Let me just tell you my story. I got into Bitcoin in 2017. I got into crypto in 2016. So I started buying Bitcoin really early. I'm up huge on my Bitcoin, but I don't cash flow it, right? There's no cash flow coming in. It's just a massive amounts of Bitcoin. So I started, instead of buying tons of Bitcoin, I started buying real estate. I did like about 4 to 5 after I made a few million BTC, I realized, okay, and not tons, but enough, I said, okay. And then it started to get better and better and go up because I bought so early. I said, I could be greedy and keep buying this thing. I said, or I could, but I don't get cash flow right now. I know there's going to be collateralized loans and all that, but there was no cash flow. And I said, how am I going to survive? All right. If I don't want to sit on the charts and trade every single day of my constant life. And I trade every day. It is what it is, right? But I said, man, there's got to be a way so some days I can take a moment off from the charts and actually breathe. And that's real estate, man. And real estate has produced an amazing amount. This month alone, I made $40,000 off of real estate. And that's clean cash flow. I'd already paid for the real estate. It's already done. I'm not trying to be rude to you. And again, that's not a lot of money compared to some ballers. They make way more than me. But I'm just trying to tell you to diversify. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Nothing I'm saying should be taken as financial advice. But this is my life story. And I'm just happy I did, because now when I see days like this, I at least say, okay, well, I got a couple baskets in a couple places. But this is insane. And so, the only other thought is, are you going to come double bottom here? That's your hopium copium for the bulls. But I kept telling you guys, we're in a bear market. I've never not said we're not in a bear market, right? Every single time anyone asks me, I have never said we're not in a bear market. Why? Because when you're below the 200 moving average for a extended period of time, and look, this is technically the model that we play all the time on the 1 minute. It's the 21, below the 200. Bear flagging to the downside, right? So anyway, let me do my top-down analysis. I'm getting a little crazy here, but dang. Bitcoin with the nasty dump as the dollar come back in. I had this feeling the dollar was going to and then gold took a massive dump. If you jumped into gold late, you got pummeled. You don't buy things when everyone's buying them. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. Bitcoin looks attractive to me right now because it's so beat up. I don't like to buy assets when everyone wants them. I like to buy assets when they're beat to the ground, right? Bitcoin just is so sad. No one wants it. Everyone thinks it sucks. It's not a store of value. They're running their mouth, right? Bitcoin is not the one right now. And so usually when it's not the one to the masses, it is the one, And that's how I've gotten to get ahead in my life, is by looking at that idea every single time, right? But again, and we are live here on the channel. Shout out to everybody jumping on in. Thank you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the CryptoLifers, the place to be, and to get that knowledge, get that education. So, we looked at this like a head and shoulder pattern, and they've been really, it's been sneaky, because it made a right shoulder, but then it broke out. And then I showed you that it was outside the wedge. Looked like it was going to break out. I had that long, I got taken out on that long. So whack, right? And so there you go. But that's why I don't risk hundreds of millions of dollars here. Okay? And that's why I went hard on gold when I could, went hard on silver when I could. You take advantage of the market when it's hot, you sell into the green, and you leave it there. Yeah. So here we go. But anyway, let me do my top-down analysis so I can get the information from my brain. Let me even look at the 6-month chart. The 6-month chart looks like it's headed down to 46,000. Let's be honest. Let's look at Bitcoin 6-month. I don't know why that went to Scotty. I haven't looked at that. I don't even anyway. 6-month chart doesn't look strong, right? It looks like you went straight up. And so you pull a fib on the 6-month, and it gives you somewhere at about $55,000, $56,000 Bitcoin. And everyone's going to say Bitcoin's dead at that point, in my humble opinion. So this to me is your worst case scenario, which still wouldn't be the worst, right? And then, but that's what I'm trying to tell people, that they keep telling me Bitcoin's going to be, look, that says it's 2033 by the time you get to 150K, and everyone's like, no, we're going to be $1 million by then. I don't want people to to buy into narratives that don't make sense. I look at the charts, and this might be what we have to take in as a realization, you know, and the sad thing is, it just might be the facts. Like Bitcoin back to the 618 on the 6-month chart, you know. So interesting to see, you know, that, look, I mean, that's a tweezer top right there. We short that every time, right? I've taught you guys. And look, when you get a tweezer top in a bigger time frame, you usually retrace down to a deep Fibonacci level. Look, the 786. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin goes to 38,000. I keep seeing 38 in my head. 38,000, 38,000. Like, that's going to be the bottom. Remember, we went to 69. The bottom was 15. No one thought we were going to go lower than 26, 25, 30. Everyone's like, 30K is the bottom. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but everyone said 30K was the bottom. That wasn't even close. So a massive day, erasing massive gains across the board. I personally apologize for not having a short on. I easily could have done it. I could have seen the descending triangle on the 5, and I could have made it happen. Last night I did this like subconscious mind video, and I was in such a deep sleep, reprogramming my subconscious mind with Carl Jung. And I be honest, like I got in, when I usually sleep 5-6 hours a night, and I'm on point. Last night I slept like 8, maybe even 8.5, and I woke up groggy. It's weird. Whenever I get a good night's sleep, I'm groggy as heck. And I was a little slow to the movement today. I have to be honest with everybody. I'm just being 100% with you. I'm here 1,000 days, more than that, 5,000, thousands of days straight. I'm sure there's going to be a day where I act like a human being and not a bot. But, I pride myself on being right almost all the time and hitting almost every single possible thing that happens in the market. And I'm a little pissed that I didn't take advantage of the dump easy. But it's okay. All I have to do is shrug it off and say, hey, opportunities will come to me. Dear Lord, help me not focus on the negative and only focus on what I do have. Help me be grateful for everything in my life, no matter how I feel about the current situation. Don't let my emotions take over. I'm simply a human. Dear Lord, help me stay strong. Help me focus on what matters and help me find gratitude in every single moment in life, no matter how I perceive what's going to happen, because I don't know what the future holds. None of us do. Okay? Now, when I see this, though, I'm still I'm still surprised we didn't get some type of right shoulder here that eventually dumped us down to the 618 Fibonacci. So I'm still looking for that possible right shoulder, but maybe it never comes, too. There's no guarantees here for BTC. So this is one thing I want you to look at. And unless Bitcoin goes on a massive tear, and even if Bitcoin went on look at this, if Bitcoin reversed right now and went on a massive tear, look, we had so much injection of liquidity. We had everyone buying everything. And if Bitcoin goes on a massive tear, even if it went on a massive tear right now, if Bitcoin went straight up right now, straight up for the next 7 months straight, it would be 151,000 by May of 2027. I just got to come to some realizations for you. I got to let you know what's really happening, because people are starting to talk a bunch of nonsense. They're starting to tell us Bitcoin will be 1 million by 2030 and all this. They want to suck you in, to buying the top, in my humble opinion. I still buy Bitcoin, don't get me wrong. I still DCA to BTC, and if it goes down here, I'll live through this. It'll be a 5 to 10 year period, and I'll still have harder money than the dollar, okay? Man, look at this. What if it makes a head and shoulder here and it goes to 0? It's crazy. I mean, maybe it doesn't. But man, they got me open-minded enough to start paying attention to anything that could be possible. I don't want to get stuck in it has to be this way, it has to be that way. Whenever I've done that in my life, it hasn't prevailed to be perfect. Usually when I tell myself I have no idea what's going to happen, I'm prepared. So I may make some people feel uncomfortable right now. Some people may be like, I thought you were the Bitcoin guy. How come you're dissing on Bitcoin right now? What's going on? I'm not. I'm just a realist who has to show myself this is what I be teaching myself. You're just coming in on what I'm showing to myself. This is what I see happening. So yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I don't get into anything else there. Peter Schiff was right, baby. Welcome to the Cryptoverse, guys. You're funny, right? You're funny. So this is a possibility. That's all I'm saying. And again, what I'm saying is, unless Bitcoin goes straight up, if it goes straight up for the next 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, the biggest move it ever had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Those are the biggest moves Bitcoin's ever had. So if you get the Boz pattern on those and you grab them and you say, okay, that's how Bitcoin can move. It still tells you it's not it's June of 2027 till it's at a new all-time high. So it tells you 2026 may be a building year. Maybe we do something like this and we build up. And there could be, it might end up being a green year for Bitcoin, but man, it doesn't look amazing when you zoom out to that monthly chart. When you zoom out to the 2-month, the 12-month, that is a fade, man. That's no good. Master Friend taught me, ICT taught you that's no good. Like ICT, right? I mean, who's an ICT guy out here? Any smart money concepts? When you see this, what is that? Dude, that's a fail. That's right? What would you guys call this? Isn't that called like a swing failure pattern? You guys have a name for it. I don't know your nomenclature. And look, people signed off right now. Look, we had 1,200 people here. 100 people couldn't take this pain. They couldn't take the realization of what could be. Okay? Right? So one step at a time. But man, when you look at the big picture, okay, from 2017, it just, I don't know. That's a topping tail candle, right? Yes, love Sam's honesty. Yeah, I just got to be completely clear here. I want to be known as the guy that gave it to you straight, no matter how hard it hurt my bottom dollar. Like when I talk about this, you think people want to jump on in? I mean, maybe they do. But it's better when it's more bullish, right? Let's be honest. But I'm just going to talk my talk no matter what. That's bearish. That's extremely bearish, folks. And now you're saying that 82.6 is just very, very likely. Bookmap was correct again. It showed us 84,000. Now it's got a level at 84.3. This looks like a complete and utter bear market collapse. Bitcoin isn't old enough to take the 12-month chart seriously. Hey, that's funny because anytime I see a red candle next to a green one, it doesn't matter what time frame it is. The charts tell me what's going to happen. But hey, I'm open for you, man. Believe me, man, I got so much Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to go up more than any one of you people in this chart. This hurts me to even talk like this. I plan on giving my daughters my Bitcoin. It goes to zero. That's kind of whack. That kind of doesn't fit with my generational wealth strategy, right? But I also am an analyst and the charts are speaking to me. And, the charts are speaking to me, man. And it is what it is. And if you trade a 4-year cycle, we've come down to the 786 every time. That's $42,000, $40,000 Bitcoin. So don't be pissed when it takes us 6. And again, we're going to make a lot of money here because we'll have shorts and long. Bitcoin will pump up. It will come down. We can day trade our life. We can make so much money during this period if we stay focused and believe there's opportunity. But if we get in our head about yesterday's losses, if we got liquidated yesterday and you say, oh, that's the end of me, then it is the end of you. You are the only person that can begin and the only person that can end your legacy. Are you going to begin your legacy or end your legacy? It's up to you. You're the only person that can make that decision. I can't make it for you. None of us can. Right? And so with that being said, it comes down to that idea, right? Man, what an insane day, man. I'm still in a state of shock here with what happened to BTC. In a second, it just lost it all. Someone's like, why is it actually dumping? What's the news? No news. I wouldn't give it any news. It's literally the dollar came back with a vengeance and Bitcoin didn't bump enough while the dollar was dumping. You understand? Big whales do not see it as a store of value right now. That's the fact. The big money has flocked into gold and then they sold their gold off, but they didn't see Bitcoin as a safe haven right now. That's all I got to tell you. You can see it. If big money is flowing into Bitcoin, it wouldn't have done that. Maybe at V-shaped recoveries in 2 seconds, we're all going to say, you was scared. No, you was scared. No, you was scared. There's a chance. I'm open-minded. There could be a trade right now. It's extremely oversold. Let's take a look if there's an opportunity to jump on in right now. I don't know. We're catching a fallen knife, though. So, you know what I mean? So let's take a look here on the smaller time frame, the 1 minute. To me, that's a bear. It's continuing a bear flag, right? It's touching the 21 below the 200. Yikes. That may be another beautiful bear flag to take down. I mean, that's my signal right there. 21 below the 200 moving average. Take you down to 82,900. for Bitcoin? Does this thing just continue to keep collapsing to the downside? Wow. 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 Crazy, right? I woke up in a bit of state of shock this morning, just like, wow. You know, what I learned the most about these markets is I used to let the market make me sick. I used to spend years, I wouldn't work out, I couldn't eat. It used to get to me so much that it messed my entire life up. To the point where I really couldn't concentrate on my regular life. I was always in shambles. And now I have a routine. I stick to my routines and I say, hey, this is a bear flag. That looks like it's about to dump. I can't believe it. Even though we're so oversold, it looks like we're going to dump. 82,928. My goodness. 85,919. And all these longs are getting, and that's why I don't position myself with massive long. It's just not smart. You know, I take a shot. I risk 2,000 for 6. I risk 1,000 for, 3,000 for 9. If I take a loss, it's no more than, my biggest losses are 2,000. And usually I keep them very small. That looks so whack to me. Like it's going to go further to the downside. That doesn't look good at all, right? I mean, it's just technically you're buying the breakout now, but man, that's a sell-off. And what's going to stop this from collapsing further down to 83,000? I don't see it, right? 78,100 is a major fib level. CryptoFace call it a Siamese Jesus take the wheel. You're funny, right? Prepare limit buy orders. Gold is gold is also dropping extremely fast. It's the dollar going on an absolute tear. Gold made a head and shoulder last night. Did look like it was time to short gold too as well. And a little bit of bull div starting to kick in here, trying to hold us from getting the dump. What could stop this is you make some type of inverted head and shoulder here, but man, I'm taking it in as much as you are, folks. GWEI hit a beautiful move. I gave this to the trading group. It was an altcoin in at 2 cents. It ripped all the way to 4.5 cents, even higher. 70% gain for GWEI. I gave this to the group. It was something I was looking at. I said, it looks like GWEI is going to do damage because Ethereum's has the lowest amount of fees it's ever had. And because of that, it looks like GWEI is going to continue to go up. And I made that assumption based off speculation. And bang, next thing you know, we get the movement to the upside. I look at the monthly chart. It just, wow. Dang, man. And we lost the tweezer bottom on the monthly. That was very important for us to hold. And I kept talking about it. And even yesterday, I said, we got to get back above this key level or we're smoke city. Let's take a look at the 2-week chart. Yeah, and we talked about how this was, what did I delete? What? Hold on. Losing my momentum there. Yeah. Whoa. All right. Yeah. So we talked about how the 2-week chart yesterday looked like a bear flag, right? I said, that's a bear flag to me, man. It looks like you're going to dump. I said, it looks like you're going to head somewhere down to $57,000, $58,000 BTC. And then you look at the weekly. Weekly just, oh my gosh. And it closed a bearish engulfing candle last week. It looked like it may have double bottomed. Now that's not the case. Cooked, baby, cooked. Pulling the 21 towards the other moving averages. And they will conjoin. Usually, this is what I see happening. The 200 pushes up, the moving averages push down, and they all get tight here. And Bitcoin may get really tight. That could be a bottom somewhere at 75,000. There's a chance we do something look. So let me bring up the best worst case scenario right now. So we broke out the bear flag. That's a fact. With a wick to the downside, you're going to come and test the previous low as far as I'm concerned. 78,000 is on the table, 100%, without a doubt in my mind. Look at that double bottom. See, I didn't open up the short. I knew to be cautious. I mean, I should have been taking profits on the short. They don't get in too late now, in my humble opinion. Man. So, oh yeah, so this is my bottom trend line, which it looks like we're coming to, and here's the top trend line. We got the bear flag in there, right? So yeah, we may take, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, take 8 weeks now, and we'll spend 8 weeks doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll come to the weekly 200 moving average at this big resistance level. And that could be a support that makes the right shoulder. That may be where the right shoulder gets made. Then we start to dump. And maybe we get, a chance to get back into 100K again, make everyone think that it's a rally. So that's kind of your but that's makes the most sense to me. You pull a wick to wick and it even lines up with the 618 and the 786. It's spot on, as you can see. So it's telling me that this is the likely scenario right now for the next 8 weeks. A slow bleed. We're going to get a nice little pump there off the bottom of the channel. We'll be able to trade up from 80, maybe 75 back to 88 or something. And if you look at gold, yes, it took a beautiful dump to the downside. It was a beautiful short. An absolutely beautiful short to the downside. Man. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's like, but hey, there's money to be made every single day if we keep our mind positive. This is like a test to see how positive I can keep myself in the worst of times. Like, this is like, crypto has, I guess they're training me to become a spirit, because why do we want money? For bodily needs. Like, why do we want, we need money to live, right? But after one point, once you can clean yourself in a decent bathroom, right? Once you can wear, good enough clothes to keep you warmer or clean, or cool in the summer, hot in the winter, warm in the winter. And once you have a decent amount of food and your car moves, you don't really need much more money. Everyone thinks they do. Everyone wants to get as rich as everybody. I want to be as rich as possible. Everyone thinks, And believe me, I never plan to get as rich as I am. And I'm not that rich compared to other people. I never planned to get here. I just wanted to get away from the fact that they were printing my money to zero. I was just trying to get out the dollar. I wasn't trying to really get rich. It's weird. I studied millionaires and billionaires, but I wanted value. I looked for value. I was looking to pass value to my children. For sure. I was looking to pass value to my children, not really get rich. If that makes sense to everybody. My quest to make money was just to get free. I was looking to get free. That looks like a descending triangle that's going to continue to the downside. It looks like a nasty short is on the way here for Bitcoin. Yeah, that doesn't look good to me at all. That looks like it's going to dump. Looks like it's going to dump pretty nice. Right? Man, it's hard to tell, but I'm going to take a short there. I got to short that. It looks horrible. So I just entered a short, take profits at 83,000. See if this puppy takes a beat down to the downside here. Wow. Yeah, I short that. Whenever I see a descending triangle like that, I'm going to short it. I am. I don't care if I lose on it. I'm going to short that. So we'll see what happens. We'll come back to that in a second. I'm just coming to the realization of what's happening right now in my life. This is crazy. And so, yeah, it looks like we're headed further down, somewhere at about 75. I'd say at least to this low. That makes sense. You broke this low. Yeah, it's a resistance that you're now below. You're coming down here. You're coming down to 78,000. That's what's just likely going to happen. It is what it is. So, yeah. And then head all the way down to 78,361. So I see a short. And look, we're already up in the short right now. If you took the short, you're already in the money. I'm the king of 3%. No one makes 3% more than me. So we just got to stay level-headed. We got to take a deep breath. We got to say, what's Sam's strategy? He's like, well, if you flip it upside down, we're trading the bull flag above the 200, touching the 21. We do this every day. Let's just, we long this all the time. Right? We could trade this the same way we traded up or down. Oh, there's a beautiful pump, right? We could move our stop loss to break even now. Actually, get rid of that because it says partial. But look, and see how Weeks did that? Boom. Move your stop loss to break even. You can't lose any money on this trade if you're with me on it now. And look at that puppy just start to dump. It just is what it is. These descending triangles are just absolutely vaporware for price action. Look at that. Now there's a strong div. I could see us bounce. It's tough. This is tough. The key is, can you make 2-3 grand today? Remember, if you could make $200, look, I've been in the trade how long? I've been in the trade, what? It's been the 1 minute candle. 1, 2. I've been in the trade for 3 minutes. I was up $400 at one point, right? And there's going to be people trying to dead cat bounce, or and there's going to be the sell off. And then it's like the struggle right here is going to tell you whether this candle is going to drop or they're going to try to bounce it. You want to see this 1 minute candle close red so you can know it's a continuation candle. Man, I can't stand seeing Bitcoin dump like this. It gets my goat, man. I believed in Bitcoin for years and years and years and years. Look at them spike that puppy right back up. Almost got me there. We're a little far for the 21 now. That was a good move. The key is, though, if you had to risk so much to make a ton of money. If you want to make 4 or 5 grand on that move, you would have had to risk so much. You know what I mean? The key is to can you take $300 10 times today? I'm only been in the chart 3 minutes. Remember that. It's not taking me all day to make the money. I just want you to kind of keep reiterating that, right? Little bits of money turn into big amounts of money. Don't stress. Just focus on what's in front of you. All right, if I get too big into my big Bitcoin stack and where I'm at, I can't focus on this trade either, right? So right now, we're teaching ourselves focus and discipline. That's a strong divergence now. It's telling me I should start to gear up to take some profits. It's a really strong divergence, you know? And again, if they whip it up and dip it again, you don't get pissed. You get happy that you made some gains. Always grateful, always in gratitude. Repeat after me. Always grateful, always in gratitude. Always grateful, always in gratitude. Who cares if Bitcoin goes to zero? I'm still alive. I almost lost my life. I fell through a glass door. Look at that scar. Look at that right near my main artery. You see that, right? Look at that scar, man. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be alive. I shouldn't be teaching you how to short the market today like this. But I am. So I got to be grateful for every single moment in my life because there was times where I didn't even know if I was going to have these moments. I was bleeding profusely out my wrist. I had to run to the hospital to save my life. So on days when money's going down, on days when the portfolios are dipping, I ask myself, I still got my life, man. There's someone right now who has a Bitcoin portfolio. And you know what? So they may have gotten in a car accident last night. Something may have happened and they're gone. You know, sad to say. And so, you know, it is what it is. I like that move there. I like $500. I'm going to take it. Oh, come on, confirm me. What are you doing? No. I wanted to take the 500 right there. I wasn't, there was a latency there. It's all right. It happens. There's a lot going on. It was on the minute, but dang. So there, you do that. Can we do that 10 times a day? There's a chance we can. You know? And, you know, now you can wait for the model too. Like we could pass the 200 moving average tonight and I'll get the model again. I tell you, some of the days we've dumped the worst, I've actually made good gains on the long. So, no stress. Life is good. And you take it one step at a time. That's a strong divergence now. It's still pretty close to the 21-day moving average, but bang. Did anyone make gains real quick? Did anyone snipe those gains, baby? We are at Macro 76 smelling like turtle soup. Thanks for reverse flag. Made me money. I had the exact same scar and experience. Live on and enjoy every moment. You fell through a glass door? I punched my hand through a glass door like this. Boom. It shattered the glass door. A shard of glass went right into my wrist. But dude, a giant shard of glass went into my arm. Why didn't it go here? If the giant shard of glass went down here, I'd be cooked. I would have been absolutely cooked. My wrist would have been dumb. I would have lost so much blood. I was inches from losing my life in so many ways. Then I was bleeding and I had to run to the hospital. Who made gains on the stream? Put a short in the comments if you made gains on the stream today. I plan to just show you how to take profits out the market on any given day. A good day, a bad day, whatever it is. $500. I used to work my butt off so hard. I walked through it. Short. Shout out to all my shorts, baby. Getting it in. Also, we see a lot of people made gains today. That makes me feel good. That's my job. My job is to make sure I can put something out there on a daily basis that helps you, educate you, and lead you to some gains. And if I can do that, I did my job, right? It doesn't have to be in the millions and the thousands. I don't have to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sam, after taking that short, do we hit the next higher time frame and look for a short there? 7 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour. Took 7% and paid myself. 99 paid for again. Thank you. What do you think now for the next hour? Making gains, buying silver. I just lost 3K. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not easy. 25 stitches to my wrist as a kid. So sorry to hear that. How many people got wrist scars, man? How many people got a scar on their wrist, man, that could have killed them? Looks like it's more than I realize. Man, we are so fragile. You know, we are so fragile as beings. Like the fact that we, show up every day. Was in early, took profit on that. Put a small one back in when you called it. Thank you, Sam. God bless you, man. Good for you. Good for you. It sounds like you're doing proper risk management, which makes sense. I like to hear that. Was it fast enough to take the short? Dang, I know. I had to, look, my mind had to see. You know how long I've been trading to be able to see something, take it, trade it, make it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made $400 in 6 minutes. And it looks like it's probably going to continue to dump, man. It looks horrible. And so here we are, like, wow. That may continue down in like some type of like a descending triangle like this. You see? Send it lower as the stochastics get high, but you make lower highs. It wants to go lower. $84,000 Bitcoin. Exactly. Wow, today is pure pain. Yeah, gold and silver short look like they are closing. Anything goes. Powell is the new Kramer. Rough morning, Mexi. Okay. Weird. So look, this looks like it's going to tumble further to the downside here for a possible another short. Stop loss above that one, the 21 moving average, and this thing might just cook again. Let's see here. It would be a take profit at about 82.611. Stop loss would have, I'd like it above, it's not a 3-to-1, it's tough. I'd like it above this support zone there that bounced, right? And that's going to be what, 85.171. And we move this over, see where we're at. And then you go 2 for 6 on that one, right? To add to the trade. Looks like it's about to take a tumble. I could be wrong, but it don't look good to me. Who knows these days, man? The market's been so tough to trade. Crypto's been extremely difficult to trade. That's it. And I made boatloads of money in the last week. I don't understand. I just believe God has blessed me and sent abundance into my life. I believe there's only abundance, so that's what I see. It's interesting. Like, I don't allow anything but abundance into my thought process. Like, that's the only thing that can happen is abundance. I'm so focused on abundance, even in the scarcest of times. Remember, I came from a 1-bedroom apartment working a night shift, and I turned it into what I got today. So you can't tell me what I got today I can't turn into 100 mil to $1 billion? Of course I can. I know I can. I came from the depths, man. I was on unemployment. I had debt. My parents were sick and struggling. I couldn't ask them for nothing. My dad was getting old. His back was hurting. I don't want to stress my dad out and tell him that I couldn't ask my father for money. I couldn't call my dad and say, hey, Dad, could you lend me a couple grand? My dad would while out. He'd hang up on me and tell me, I thought I raised you to be a price. Prices don't ask for money. Get lost. And my dad would do that to teach me to now look at who I am today. My dad wasn't mean to me. My dad was real to me. See, other people take that as abuse and pain. I don't. I never asked my dad for money because I knew the answer. The answer was not going to be yes. He wasn't going to give me the money. He said, you could get whatever I have when I die, when you're lost. It's like, my dad would talk like that. It was so crazy. I'd be like, Dad, dang, man. Why do you got to talk like your death like that? Like it's whatever, man. I'm going to be devastated when you die, Dad. I'm going to cut that trade off. I don't want to lose what I just made. You see? Maybe it dumps now. I don't like it right now. I'm going to leave it for a moment. I made one trade. Let me get back. See, I just thought I cut off a $25, but I made $400, right? So you could see small losses, bigger wins. This looks like it's going to collapse, though. It really does. Like, the bigger time frames look horrible. Like, that's the bear flag to the downside. We're headed somewhere down to 74,000, maybe into the 618 area, 78,008, right? So, and remember, they got the Nipah virus coming, too. And every time they do that, remember, I warned you guys, they're going to start again with this virus nonsense. And they're going to try to lock us in again. They're going to try to mask us up again. They're going to try to force vaccines on us again. They're going to tell us it has a 90% death rate. They're going to tell us that you got to stay inside. They're going to make something they already have the solution to, and they're going to release it on us. And then they're going to tell us that we got to do what they want us to do. They got us. The only way I see out of this is to have faith in God and unite with the people that have our energy, and hopefully enough of us will come together, we'll be able to survive this. But they're coming at us again. If you can't see it, if you can't focus, I saw it beforehand the first time, I'm going to see it the second time because I see it when they do this to us. I've always been the guy telling people things, and people don't like it when you're the first to show them. Why? Because when you show people what's happening, right, they get unrest and emotional. And like, for instance, when COVID first came out, I told my family and friends they would shut down the basketball game. I don't know why I saw it. I thought about my mind. I said, they're going to think it's going to spread. They're going to tell us, and they're going to tell us we can't be at public sporting events. And I was at a basketball game with my friends and said, this might be the last basketball game you guys go to before they shut it down. And they all thought I was insane. No one could see what I could see. To me, it was so obvious they were going to shut the basketball games down one day. But everyone thought I was insane. Right? I'm the only one on the family, on me too. I'm a pure blood, everyone. Who here is a pure blood? I never let it in. I never took one test. I never took one PCR test. Not once did I take that test because I knew it had nanoparticles in it. It went into the upper arch of your nose. It contacted these areas here. I knew it. Also, the man who made the PCR test told you it did not work and it wasn't used for that. They duped you so insanely. Anyway, when this all started, I told them they're going to shut down the basketball game. You're not, and my friends thought I was insane. I went to a Super Bowl party that February, and it's weird. Around the time they did this at the time of the Super Bowl. Last time they started this around the Super Bowl, they're doing the same thing again. It's the same playbook. The time of the Super Bowl, right? So, where my purebloods at, man? Can someone tell me what the hell his name is talking about? How I haven't heard of this? Yeah, because I'm on top of stuff. God provides me energy and light and details. I see things before most people. Okay, I told you gold was going to $5,500 an ounce months ago. I went over it every single week on the macro technical analysis video. I gave you guys everything I could every single day to keep you up to date, to keep you, so you could have seen what was going to happen beforehand. Yeah, Super Bowl is for the normies. I'm going to look up now. Thank you, bro. Yep. Well, don't do it now. Stay on the stream. Look it up when the stream's over. You're going to miss some key insight. So anyway, I told people they're going to shut down the basketball game. No one believed me. My friends thought I was absolutely... I would love to interview my friends over this. They thought I was insane. Literally, it was one of the craziest ideas they've ever heard. They're going to shut down Madison Square Garden? I said, yes, dude. Can't you figure this out? It's obvious to me. And my friends were like, you're insane. I didn't go to the next game. I stopped going out a lot because I knew the virus was out there and I didn't know what it was yet. I didn't understand how bad it was yet. I was learning on my own. My friends were at a game. They shut it down at halftime. They said, we're going to shut the game down. A player just, I guess was positive. And one of my friends said, man, that man Sam Price is a psychic, bro. He told us all this was going to happen before it happened. I got DMs from people. I told them to go to Costco's before Costco's got crazy. I told them to stack up on food before. And a lot of people said, man, because of you, I wasn't waiting in lines. Because of you, I knew it was going to happen. Because of you, I was able to see what other people couldn't see. I've always been somewhat of a foreteller of truth, man. And this has happened to me. And I can't be quiet. Because I can see things in my instincts. And I just feel. My mom used to have dreams that came true, man. My mom was a foreteller. She had this essence to her. She had this spiritual guidance to her. And I know I got it from my mom. I am not the chosen one. I never want to be that way. There's many people like me. Let me explain this to you, okay? This is how I explain this to people in the best way possible. There's a field near my, God rest her soul, my mom is not with us, but there was a field near my mother's house. Her house was here. You took this long road down, then you took this path, and it opened up to like a big, maybe 30-acre field or something, 50 acres of land, maybe a 100-acre field. It was big. And when I creeped around the corner, I would look, and there were, at dusk, there was usually this group of deer, about 6 or 7 of them. And I'd walk slow. Once I got here, one of the deer would pick its head up and look at me. Not all the deer, one of them. One of those deers was more aware than the rest of the herd. One of the deers picked its head up quicker. It's the same in every animal, every human, every basically being, anyone that's a being. Okay? So, right now, okay, some human beings are looking and seeing what's happening, but all the other human beings are sitting toiling. I'm one of the deers that is just lifting its head up and seeing I'm not special. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just a little more aware of what's happening outside of my regular life. Like whatever I have ADHD or whatever it is, my ability to, I take care of my life, and then I spend a couple hours seeing what's going to happen out here. Okay? Where are we going? What's going down? Okay? So I just got to reiterate that and put it out there for you, right? So I'm not a chosen one. I'm not special. I don't have an ego. I'm just a guy that can maybe try to point something out to you. I don't always see it all. I have friends that see things that I don't see, and they say, hey, Sam, pay attention, man. And I say, oh my God, this is crazy. This is interesting, right? So here we are. Remember, if this kind of continues down into this pathway, the bigger time frames look like they're going lower. I don't see help until 82,000. Again, we've been lower than this before. We've been at 80K, right? It's the fruit bats. It's real. Exactly. I'm the only one that talks to the moon at night. Hey, shout out to Barber Trader Joe. Shout out to the people here, man. It takes a dump to get the algorithm running. We got 1,700 people on the stream today. Wrong button. One of the biggest streams we've had in a while. People don't know what to do. The algorithm pumps, Bitcoin dumping. This looks like it's going to go lower. So I might, start this idea here. Remember, people that scalp with $1 million on the 1 minute and 1 minute, they're getting fried and not saying a word to you. I'm willing to show you my trades because if I was getting hit for big money, I probably wouldn't want to show my trades either. But I don't do that. I don't over risk myself. I've got multiple streams of income. This is just one of them. I don't need this one stream of income to mess up or get in my head and mess up the other ones, right? You just, every billionaire and multimillionaire has 7 streams of income. If they trade and invest, that's just 1. Real estate income, that's just 2. Maybe they have another business, that's just 3. Okay? I have a YouTube business that works. I trade for a living. I sell my own products, right? Those are like they're kind of the same, but they have different streams. YouTube is its own stream through advertising in Google and AdSense, right? That's a stream. You people come into my Discord, that's a stream, right? Me trading is a stream, okay? The real estate income is a stream. I'm on like 4 or 5. I got to get 3 more cooking. You see what I'm saying? I put pressure on myself every day to keep it moving. And so you should just be looking for more and more streams of income as you go, one step at a time. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to, you know what I mean? If you become a multimillionaire overnight, great. I'm super happy for you. It can happen. I've seen some people. But usually there's some heavy discipline involved there to keep yourself from going back the other way. Not everybody gives it all back. But like probably 90% of people that make money fast end up not keeping it. If you make money slow, so you kind of want to, if you had a desire, do you want to make money fast or slow? You probably should be like, you know what? I'd rather make money slow. Why is that? Because the odds are slow money doesn't lose it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it has to be super slow. Like I'm just, you know what I mean? Let's use the word moderately, right? A moderate enhancement to your wealth instead of just a jump out of nowhere, right? What's going on there? Oh yeah, I'm in a... So take profit here would be $83,010. Stop would have to be above 85. 434. I don't know. I think I can shave a little bit lower than that, but that's a 2. Yeah. There's 500. So look, I'm up already. I can risk what I made for 13. That's kind of how I do this. Some days, if I lose the trade, I break even, I walk away for the day. I call it a day that I didn't lose anything, though, but I still battled the markets and I learned a lot. Or I end up making more money. This looks like it's going to turn into a head and shoulder pattern. We know the bigger time frames are saying we're going lower. We know we've lost key levels on the weekly and the monthly. You got to start taking into account how to get in on the smaller time frame, right? So fast money creates ego, slow money creates wisdom. I love what you just said. Sam, how you decide what end will take a step back from work? Like, is it a set amount of money, a certain age? Hey, Sam, have you decided to what end you will take a step back from work? I'll be honest, I was raised by a bricklayer who works 7 days a week and an iron worker. It's just who I am. I don't work for the money. I work for the essence of what God created in me. I can't turn that off. I didn't do this channel for money. I did this channel for free for 3 years, and I got addicted to it. And then the money started to flow in many other ways. I didn't know it was even going to happen. I didn't even know all the ways you could make money on YouTube. I didn't. I really didn't. I was naive. I didn't open up my YouTube channel with a whole business plan. I just literally started creating because I didn't know what else to do with my life. It was the best thing you can do to start a business like that, because I started it from the heart. I started it from my own inner frequency. So when the business kept rolling, and so some days I don't make as much money as the month before. Some days I've made so much money in a month, and then some days I don't. If I worried about how much money I made every day and how hard I'd work depending on the money, that would shift my frequency. And I'm not doing this for the money, man. Everyone's like, yes, you are. Look at all the money you made. Blah, blah, blah. From the outside, if you don't have it, that's what it looks like. But if you ever got to this level and you saw me, you would 100% agree. You'd be like, oh, I get it. The money's just a bipartisan of the energy. If you push your energy high, the money will flow. If you show up every day and do something you love, and you're true to God, you're passionate, you know that you're putting in everything you have into it, like you're living your, blood, sweat, and tears to make your business run. I don't care if you're a pizza shop owner. I don't care if you do floors like my man John Shanks. I don't care who you are, carpenter, iron worker, truck driver. If you're dedicated to that craft, you put your all into it, you'll be the most, you'll be the most successful in that craft. Look, I didn't open the short yet. I'm still, look, it looks like an inverted head and shoulder now. There's a cup in handy there, you see? We are live trading here on Weeks. If you didn't know, Weeks, hit the link to sign up to Weeks today if you want to jump on in. It has good fees, good customer service, and great liquidity. They really care about matching those orders and making sure that you are in and out, doing the right thing. No bad spreads, Look, my stop loss got taken out right where I wanted it to. It's not like they didn't give me bad pricing. So taking a short now is a little bit too late for the small time frames. Anything could happen. Yeah. Possibly reversal, bearish retest. Yeah. I'm teaching my girls to collect cans. It hit me the other day. They were sitting there. We were throwing every single Spindrift can in the trash. I said to my daughter, because she's asking me for money sometimes. She's asking her mom, I want to buy this at the store. My mom says, you have to make your own money. I said, I got a way you could make $100. And she looks at me and she goes, I said, you could collect 20 cans. That's $1. She said, really? Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, 200 cans. And there you got yourself $20. And she said, and then she started, and then, there's other jugs in the house, right? There's glass bottles. And she started going like, oh my gosh. I said, that's a pile of money right there. So now she's got a little bag, and whenever I finish a can, she's like, I want that can. Now, I'm not teaching her to be a pauper and go through the trash. I'm teaching her that money can come from nothing. Like, there is money out there, right? Yeah. So I'm teaching her how to collect cans. You know what I mean? And we're going to go to I can't wait. We're going to go to the local little can container thing. And I'm going to show her how we turn it into her receipt, bring it to the lady. The lady's going to count out cash and hand it to us. When she gets that cash in her hand for collecting those cans, you know what it's going to do to her mind? It's going to get her, man. It's going to get her going, man. She's going to realize that she can make money out of thin air, man, if she just puts in the work. She's going to make the connection that effort creates value. Okay? That's the key. And look, I just lost 100 people here. I guess I don't know how this goes from 1576 to 1408 in a second. We had 1,600 people here. It drops to 1408 in a second. How's the algorithm do that? Doesn't make sense. Because I'm talking about collecting cans for my daughter. It's so crazy, man. I don't get it. But you know what? If I lived and died by these numbers, I wouldn't be able to breathe, man. That's what's probably being on social media too. You're like, oh, but I got this many views today. It made me perfect. This is who I am. I'm who my view. And again, I love the views and I do live on it. But it's like, look, now it bounced back to 1519. This algorithm is funky, man. It just said 1408. Now it says 1519. Maybe that many people are jumping in and out on many different streams, clicking the button. It's probably just they're doing a great job and it's just how it is. This looks like it's going lower, folks. It looks like I can make this short now with probability. Unless it tries to double bottom. And now I'm getting closer to a 2-to-1. You see how closely that changed the trade? Like I kind of... It's almost like you need a little more of an extension. But even then, I'm like, is that going to 82,754? Let's see if this can produce. And remember, if you made $500 a day, $1,000 a day, that would add up over time. And if you could figure out how to short or long the market no matter what, that would add up over time. Crushing cans, banging them up, taking them to the recycling center for the crushed can cash is one of my favorite memories of my grandpa. Oh, you crush the cans? We don't crush them. Where I'm from, they have to be like still kind of nice. Actually, some people put sticks in them and make them better formed. I don't know. Maybe they've changed it. Maybe you can do crush cans now. I never did crush cans. But look, one of your greatest memories, me too. One of my greatest memories is me and my dad going to the can collecting spot. My dad was a big beer drinker, man. He drank a lot of beer. And he gave a lot of people beer. If they came to his house, he offered you a beer. And he had there was always almost a bin full of, and he would pick them up and he would bring them. When my dad died, my mom was so happy. She's like, I'm done doing that. Never doing that. My dad did it till his last days. My dad refused to let value slide, man. My dad was worth, I think my dad died worth about $3.8 million. That's how much me and my mom and dad, they worked hard together. Middle class people that saved every penny. And with the inflation and everything, they still made, because they did buy some real estate. They owned 2 houses and an apartment. My parents did well for themselves for an iron worker and a school teacher, man. They grinded, Me and my 3 sisters, didn't have to pay for their funeral. Some people, when their parents die, they owe money. They find out their parents don't have a dime. That wasn't the case. My dad took care of everything. He left us in a great place. I miss my dad more than you would ever know. God bless him. All right. I'm homeless. Can you help me out? Are you really homeless, Shazmupta? Is that true? Is it? I don't do YouTube ads. Right? Like today, they're not on. Like, see right here, I would press the button here. It would say now would be a good time. I haven't clicked it. So I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. Every time I've clicked that, people get pissed. So I'm good to you guys. I probably clicked that 5 times in my life. That's how honest of a man I am. That's insane. Everyone else clicks that every day. I shouldn't even admit that. That's probably why I'm at 100K and not 300K. Okay? But, I chose the hard way, not the easy way. That's how it's always been for me. It was never supposed to be easy for me. God wanted me to struggle so I could find out who I really was, man. I truly believe that in my heart and soul. And so it never came easy to me. 100K wasn't easy for me. It took me 5 years of my life to get 100,000 subscribers. I see a lot of people take some 2 to 3. Whatever, man. I wasn't supposed to have it easy. I was supposed to have it hard. Don't ask God to make it easier. Ask God for strength to make you stronger, right? I prayed to God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. I love that saying. Dear Lord, I prayed to God for strength. Okay, you want to be strong? Okay, here you go. I'm going to make it pretty tough for you to figure out. If you can get out of that one, then you can get to the next level. That's how God works. And God is always stress testing you. Don't you understand? This right now is a stress test you're under. Do you care about money so much that you're devastated today because you lost money? Well, you need to change your perspective on life because money can't be everything to you. Says the guy with the Rollie and the Lambo, right? But it's eventually you amass so much money and they print it to zero. And if you start making fiat and you stack fiat, you eventually have to put it somewhere else because you're going to lose money if you don't put it somewhere else. Look, possible double bottom here for Bitcoin off of 84,000. All right. Still looks more bearish to me. Like if this comes up, so here's the deal. If this comes up, rounds out, and we see that right shoulder, we short that puppy. Otherwise, we have to assume it's going to come up and make the double bottom right now. And then the measured move of the double bottom is going to be to the upside like this. 11-11, make a wish. So my first girlfriend used to say. And again, I have 3 pairs of glasses. I'm wearing the ones that lost a little thing, so it hurts my nose. The little thing here. I sliced my hand open yesterday on a door. I hit my head on my daughter's tooth when we were playing on a slide 2 days ago. I got a scar on my head now. Just insane. You don't know why things happen. No, we don't have a reason for everything, right? My man, thank you, Sam. Yeah. 100K was a beat again after that life went on easy mode. Bro, you could stop saying money doesn't matter. No, I used to say it when I didn't have money. That's how I got here. I'm trying to explain to you. Work on your energy, work on your frequency, and money will follow you. I'm explaining to you the key to life, and because you don't see it, you think I'm trying to be different, you know? I just want to focus on you and how I can help curate your energy. This is not financial advice. This is basically energy, frequency. If I can raise your frequency, I can raise the way you do everything in life. And if you can believe in yourself and start talking positively to yourself, anything is possible. You start opening up a whole realm of possibilities. But if you tell yourself it's not going to happen, if you speak negatively, if you grumble all day long, like I used to live pretty far away from a supermarket. It was like a 15-minute walk. Kind of sucks sometimes, you know. I was like, damn, and I just took it as, you know what, I love to walk and it's good for my heart. So instead of complaining about the walk, I told myself that this is what I had to do. And yeah, maybe the first 2 times I moaned, but after the 3rd time I said, hey, what does moaning do for you, Sam? You know, use it as exercise. And some days it was a beautiful day. I said, hey, at least I'm taking a beautiful walk. Right? Possible double bottom here, possible head and shoulder. You can see it could go either way. It's likely to collapse to the downside, in my opinion, but you don't, you know, the bigger time frames are pressing on us right now. All right. Money doesn't matter. Praise the Lord. Amen. It is facts about life. The only people who care about money are the ones who don't have it. The ones who have an abundance of it realize they don't need any more than they have enough. And that they haven't. Yeah, exactly. Sam, tell you don't care about your heart story. That was one classic that changed the way I looked at running. Yeah, I went to my buddy's house. He said, did you work out today? I said, no, he said, guys, I can see active on Instagram. He said, you were active for an hour and a half today. He said, you didn't take an hour to work on your heart, man? He said, you know, every day you work out, you make, you know, it's good for your heart. He said, you don't care about your heart, bro? And I was like, dude, why do you got to be so awkward to me? Like, this is weird, you know? He's an Aries. Aries are the same way. Aries, if you have a friend, anyone have a friend that's an Aries? I'm an Aries. We're pretty harsh. We're pretty like we're going to tell you like if you're my friend and I see you've gained 20 pounds and you come over to my house, I'm going to say, bro, why do you look so fat today, man? And you're going to be like, dude. I'm like, yo, man, like, what are you doing? Like, and then I'm going to ask you, like, what's wrong? Like, what's happening? Like, how can we help you? Like, I'm going to mess with you, but then I'm going to say, dude, like, let's get you on the right track. I did not open the short. You can clearly see no short was made. Okay? Sammy and I have the same birthday, April 9th. God bless you, man. Wow, that's amazing. I'm an Aries. I'll give it to you. Yeah, Aries, we do not know how to lie. We just got to tell you how we feel. We really can't, like, I can't just, if you ask me how the shirt looks and someone will be like, you know what, just tell them it looks okay. I'm going to say, that's an ugly shirt, man. It don't look good on you. It makes you look fat. My sisters loved it. They used to get dressed for a date and going to see a guy or something, and they knock on my door. I had a twin sister and an older sister. And they'd walk in and I go, that makes you look fat. I said, why are you wearing that? And they leave the room. They come back in, and I'm like, that's amazing. You look great right there. And they always listen to me, man. They would wear whatever. Sorry. But just so interesting, right? But people like Aries because Aries tell them the truth. It's very hard for an Aries to play games. Like, we're most loyal sign. We're the first sign. We're going to tell you how it is. I like Taurus too. Taurus and me to get along. One of my buddies is a Taurus, and, he just he's a little quieter than me. He's a little more subtle than me. He thinks I'm a little showboaty. Aries are kind of flashy too. We like the flash. We like the pocket square. We like the rolly. That's an Aries. If you ever see someone, they're the best dressed person in the room, they look that's usually an Aries. I'm telling you right now, we're just super detailed. We love to look great. There's something about Aries. That's what we do. Virgos are more brutal with the truth. Virgos are quiet. Virgos marry late or never at all. How many people know a Virgo that's not married? How many people know a Virgo that hasn't gotten married yet in their late age? Virgos marry late or never at all. Virgos are the richest sign in the world. Yes, the richest sign is Virgo. Of all the people in the world, Virgo has made more money than any other sign, okay? Aries is like number 2 or 3. We're up there. I think we're number 2. I think we're the second richest sign. But Virgo is the richest sign. 49 years old and never married. See? I knew there was a Virgo here that wasn't married. I'm telling you, these things are true, man. I'm a Virgo, married at 30. Yeah, Virgos marry late or never at all. I don't know why. They love their time. They're really personable people. I've been around my sister for so long, man. She matches the T of a Virgo. Like, it's so interesting. Taurus, 100 to a T, May 8, amen. Personally, I think you could be better, suit shirt Sam, but everyone has their own style. What a weirdo. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude. This is a Zenga suit. Zenga costs like $7,000 for a jacket. But thanks, man. Appreciate it. Like you can't buy better than Zenga. Like, you're going to make me do this? You're going to make me do it? Whatever, man. I shouldn't floss on your face, but dang, man. Why do people got to be rude? Say things that are strange. You know what I mean? Do I got to wear a Versace tie that my sister's boyfriend gave to me? It's like $700. Like, what do you want from me, man? Do you want to see my golden cufflink? It's like... Oh, man. Anyway, who cares? I could live in a cardboard box and be happy. I'm really not that guy. I'm only that guy because I saw everyone else do it for years. Exactly. The tie is hitting, Sammy. Amen, brother. FAFO, baby. Let's go. I like the energy today, man. It brings out the realness in us. When we're challenged, when we see these lows, you find out who's really the crypto lifer and who's not. And look, people love playing games, but when the market's up and down, what channel do they come to? When they don't know what's going on, what channel do they show up at? The Crypto Lifer Show, man. We're here no matter what. When people can't hang, when your favorite guy was long last week. Right? Hey, Sam, hope you're good, brother. I'm facing burnout from the charts and work at the moment. Still trying to be. Burnout is a state of mind. Just tell yourself it doesn't exist. Wake up tomorrow. You know how I don't do burnout? I spend an hour in the jacuzzi every night. You know what I mean? I sit in the present moment. I hang out with my kids and I take them on walks. Hey, my birthday is also every night. Your story is literally like mine. But you motivate me to be great. Dude, that's crazy. Shout out to my people, man. A9s, bro. A9s. Lifers, don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. So now we're struggling here. You can see we're just going to see to wait. If this continues this way, we're going to short it. If it hang, I'm going to write it in because I got to show you visually. But if it's going to hang out right here, we're going to short this puppy. Okay? That's all. If it bounces back up, we're going to wait for it to cross the 200 and then we're going to trade my model later on today. It's really simple. Like, I've done this thousands of times. I've watched a big dump and I've been here. I've been in this exact place on this channel at this exact moment. Like, I don't even know how many times. Hundreds and hundreds of times. How do you do so much in a day, bro? You know what happens is I have no distractions in my life. No one comes over my house that's not unannounced. Like, no one just pops in and says, hey, Sam, like, let's go over here. You know, if you need to contact me, you contact my wife. She asks why you need to contact me. And then a lot of my friends, we hang out. Like today, I'm playing paddle at 4:30 today. I'm playing paddle for the first time. I've never played paddle. You ever hear of paddle, dude? It's a really cool sport where you like, look, you're inside of a glass box. It's basically tennis and pickleball combined. So you're inside this glass box, so nothing's out. You can hit it off the wall, you see? And you use this paddle here. I'm playing paddle for the first, I went to a birthday party on Saturday. The father's really cool with me. We started to get better. And he said, hey, man, you should come play paddle with us. It's awesome. I've been doing it. I was like, I'd like to go. He talked about it was amazing. I said, I want to go. He said, I'm going to bring you to paddle Thursday at 4:30. Can you come? I said, I'd love to be there. And I knew that I would be outside or not outside, but indoors playing paddle. So like, I'm going to play paddle for the first time today. Okay. I go to the shooting range like at least 3 times a month, and I spend an hour and a half to 2 hours there. And I shoot my AR, whatever. I hit the AR-10, AR-15. I go through it all. I have a good time, and I get myself, I do things to keep myself away from I'm in the charts, man. I'm in the chart from 7 a.m. to 2 every day. And I usually eat lunch at like 1:30, but I'm still like bouncing in between. What happened yesterday to the most important meeting of your life? It was a great meeting. It went really well. Yeah, it actually went better than I ever thought, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And we're building every day, regardless of what's happening to Bitcoin. We're putting money back into CryptoLifer business. I'm spending a lot of money on your experience. I know you guys don't realize it or not, but I'm putting my best foot forward for everybody that comes to this channel, everyone that signs up to my trading group, everyone that listens to me. I'm doing everything I can to teach you the way. So look, it's time. We should short this now. And I can put the stop now at 85,144, which is drastically better. So now we're 3 for 8. I like it because look, we should have double bottom. We didn't. We're kind of hanging out in here. Maybe we triple bottom, and I'm wrong. But what I'll do is I'm gonna risk 673. If I lose this, I'll be down 270 for the day. I can handle that. And make sure take profit, stop loss. Yeah, I'm gonna short again. Because that's a descending triangle and it looks bearish to me. Okay? So I'm in another short here, and it is what it is. Look how you can just drag your stop loss so seamlessly and your take profit right to where you want to be. It makes it fun and easy, right? I mean, if it's not fun and easy, who wants to do it? That's fun. Be careful. On the path you are right now, the devil shows up as an angel of light, especially in business for you, Sam. I know what you're saying, and I have spiritual guides here to protect me. I do. And I'm reading the Bible every day, and I'm getting closer to Jesus more than ever, actually. But thank you. I appreciate that. And believe me, they've showed up many times, and God has showed me who they were. And my wife is so pure of heart. She knows who's trying to be devilish with her husband and who's not. And she doesn't let anybody near me that she has a sniff of negative energy. You're out. If you have a sniff of negative energy, my wife gets you out. You're out. Look, that's an M pattern. M's break to the downside 68% of the time. That's an M to me. It's almost like a shoulder, head, right shoulder with a bigger right shoulder. I could be wrong. My risk is not horrible, okay? Looks like it's attempting an inverted head and shoulder now. See it? It's tough. I don't like to stare at my trades. I like to set them and leave them. But look, this looks like it's going lower. So that's why, the weekly just closed is going to, and now the weekly candle on Sunday night, unless it wicks back up into the action, which this could wick back up and call it a double bottom. It could happen. Jesus said, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one could get to the Father except through me. Holy Spirit, God, my friend Sam, God bless him in all his business. Yeah, I asked the Holy Spirit for the answer, man. He'll give it to you. Shout out to Sam. You have angels in your group. Facts. Thank you for saying that. God bless you, man. Yeah, mine's also like that. Like a truffle pig for negative energy. No, it's bonus from 84K. No short. Right? We'll see. It doesn't look amazing to me. We'll see. I mean, it looks, So, yeah, the bear flag basically broke down. And you have to say, look, the bigger measured move is lower, folks. It takes you down to where we meet the 200 moving average, somewhere at about $62,000. So, yeah. Check Bookmap, please, Sam. Bookmap has liquidity below us still. It's still got 83K right there is the biggest place that it says where the biggest amount of liquidity is. So, looks like we're not done yet. It looks like we may not be done yet. Damn, this is tough, man. I'm just going to go with my initial instinct and leave it there. And look, I still hold boatloads of crypto. And remember I told you I'm staying in tether, man. Till the market gets better. I'm not going to be overextending, and I'm not going to short for millions of dollars unless I see it perfectly or I saw it like I did. This morning was a beautiful short on that one. Look, that looks like, you're just about to close the 4-hour candle. You just closed the 4-hour candle. You just closed that bearish, man. So your only hope to long is if this goes green today, but that looks like it doesn't look good to me. I see lower lows, but I could be wrong. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, 333. Shout out to TP Dom 1. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Close the short, Sam. Be ready for the long for confirm. You're funny. I don't do what other people tell me to do, man. I'm just going to kind of sit tight here and see what happens. Okay, if I get stopped out, I'm down 200. I can easily, the other day that happened, I made $2,400 an hour later. I'll hit the model and we'll be able to make it through. So I got to stay positive. I got to believe anything's possible. And remember, I know sometimes I trade small here, but then in the group, I'm making $2,500 in the middle of the night and whatever. I just want to let you know, like, I do make bigger wins, and sometimes there's bigger wins on the line. And sometimes I think, when I'm live too, there's a lot more going on when I'm live. When I'm finally alone and have time to focus, right? Yeah, they got gold bouncing back strong, right? The dollar probably came back for a second and now it's going to collapse, right? But look, we're up $67.72. Look at this short is already kind of starting to cook now. I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's already up 1.5%. We'll see. And to see how it keeps kind of hanging out down here, it looks more and more likely like it's going to fall. People deciding to get back into gold a little bit. So let's move forward to the 3-day chart. Yeah, the 3-day, and I kept telling you, we got to get back above the 200 moving average. Otherwise, we're bearish. That's a bearish sign right there. You could put a stop on the other side of the 3-day and just let that puppy dump. And so what I see happening is I see this, like you're going to dump to here, you're going to pump up to here, you're going to dump, and you're going to fill out this channel and that's going to take some time. That's going to take hit shift and go sideways. That's going to take 81 days. It's almost 3 months of time, right? It's going to be like April or on my birthday when we figure out what Bitcoin's about to be doing. And gold is the play. Dang, man, that descending triangle, I had it drawn when it was just right there, and I had this drawn, and I was about to post it to you guys. And but I was like, I feel like I might be late, and I second-guess myself, which I don't a lot of times. Not easy being the leader of a trading group, because you got to put out what you see when you see it, right? And you got to believe in what you see when you see it, with faith and conviction to the people that follow you and believe in you, right? And it's like, I do it 99% of the time, but there's 1% of the time where I might just, I'm not a robot. But I wish I was. I wish I hit. Every day I don't hit, I get upset. And then I'm like, Sam, how can you expect to hit every single day? Okay, most of the days, but every single day, just not going to happen like that, right? Wow. What an amazing time to be alive, huh? And again, some people make some of the most money today on that short. That short got them so paid. Remember that. Look, that's a descending triangle. That's going to dump again, likely. I'm in the short. We're going down to 83K. It looks with like 90% accuracy, but maybe I'm wrong. But to me, it looks very, very likely. And that's BTCC. You could trade this on, let's take a look at gold. Because gold is like doing what Bitcoin usually does. It's getting the faster recovery all the way back to 53. All right, look at that solid move for gold off the bottom, right? And then if you want to set your chart up like mine, what you do, we push this out. We change this 20 to the 200. Inputs. So did the 1 minute get above the 200? No, but it's getting close. All right, and then I add the 21-day moving average too as well. Very important, right? Turn this white, make it one thick. Inputs 21. Yeah, you just make that. You can match your smoothing length. All right, and your settings. So, I mean, that's what happened. You get back above the 21. You can also use the 21 like the 200. You get above the 200, put a get in there with a stop below, and you'll get a move. Okay? Bitcoin's struggling. All right? Just so you know. Like, I think we're in the money now. Yeah, we're up another 100 now. That's a double bottom that's supposed to break down. Even if it kind of starts to hang out in here, this pattern is a very well-known dumper. Like, I'd be very surprised if I don't win the trade, but hey, I am pretty close to the bone. They could go whoop, whoop. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. You take it one step, one day at a time. You have no guarantees in trading. I listen to Mark Douglas and older men smarter than me that understand the market better than me, that have been through more trades than me. And they told me I got to be careful. And they told me to take it one step at a time. And they told me not to over it. I'm just giving you guys the advice of men older than me that have taught me how to trade. I've read the books. I've listened to the seminars. Like, I've played the audiobook on and on. Emotions, trading, ideas, right? And I've stuck to the same stuff. Look how hard this is. I've been in the trade this long. Nothing burger, right? Unless you want to scalp the 32nd, there hasn't been any money to be made just yet. We're waiting for the next move. It looks like it's about to drop. They're about to drop the hammer to 82.8. Or about to make another $1,500 if this goes our way. Okay, it's starting to edge out. That's the breakout, and then boom, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I like to set these up, go for a walk, come back, either, you're paid. The other day I had to go, we went for a walk with my family. I set the trade, came back, made $2,000. It's like, great. It's crazy, right? That's why I love trading. I don't have to spend the time I used to spend making money. I can spend the time with my family and friends. I can teach each and one of you guys. The other day I made $1,000 in the morning, and then I was like, well, now I can teach you guys. I can focus on what I need to be doing, which is helping people. Money's cool, but isn't helping people cooler? If you spend all your time making money, but what you do doesn't help people while you make the money, then you got to find a balance, I feel like. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Yeah, I thought today would be a small up. Went 5K. No. It looks like we're getting the drop. Now we're up the biggest in the trade, 111. We'll see. And it's a $73,000 trade, $5,000 hit at 15x levy. I always forget that my short leverage is always way smaller than my long leverage. Look at GWEI still holding pretty nicely. It's almost like, wow, that goes to I just see us dropping to the 618, folks. I don't see what's going to stop this. Like and subscribe now. Supercharge your life for the 99. My boy Sammy will get you forged. Finger red #1, man. Thank you so much, brother. What do you think on gold? Time to long? Sam, you ever seen or talked to Economic Ninja? Never. I don't know a lot of people. I have spent so much time in my Discord helping others. I don't have a lot of time to find out everybody else. I used to. Yeah, give it to someone or play with it. Regardless, just paper, y'all. I love it, yeah. Like a paper airplane, like it's just paper till you fold it and throw it in the air, then it's something, right? Other than that, it's just paper. Paper gains. How many people got paper gains, right? Yes, I don't see how Bitcoin doesn't just take a dump back down here to 83K. Even 78,000 is my target. This bottom here. Yeah. What's up with Binance FUD? Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Binance collapsing or something. I've been seeing that. I'll get into that. That's some heavy FUD going down. Okay. Wow. Sam, you ever seen or done? Y'all will soon. Thank you. I guess tell him about me. I don't know who he is. I'll look him up. I'm quite a particular bird, though. And I don't like collabing with everybody. Even though I love everybody, I don't like collabing with everybody. I'm particular about who I collab with. And I think that's important. If I just collab with everybody, I think my community would be like, this guy's just he's doing anything he can for views. I don't do that. Like, I just got to make sure it fits right. For me, it's all about the energy. If the energy's right, so be it. Right? I don't know other people's trading styles. I haven't back-tested their style. Even if I like them and I want to collab, like, I may not want to lead you to what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to work hard every single day and then lead you to some system that I don't really agree with. And for me to understand their system, I got to watch them for hours and days, and I don't really have the time for that. So that's why I kind of stay away. I just do my thing. I teach my stuff. I don't collab that much because it's important to because I want my students to stick to what I'm teaching them. You start doing 5 different things, you're going to miss out on what I'm teaching. And I love what I teach. So, all I can know is what I teach works really well. I don't know what other people teach and how it does. I'd have to be in their school for years and learn what they do. And I don't know. I'm sure there's great people out there. I just don't know. And I don't do things I don't know. Right? Because, I'm not going to teach you something I don't know and tell you that I'm good at. I don't know. So that's kind of how I am about everything. Very particular. So anyway, yeah, I just see us going lower. I'm in the short. I don't know what else to tell you. Looks like it's going to fill out and then completely collapse. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I lose $270. I'll be all right. I'll make it today. But man, they dropped the hammer today. We lost key levels. The if, whats, and maybes are gone. It's not happening. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index because that was at 10 and 11. What do they expect to bring it to now? 26? That's it? Oh, come on. Fear was 29 yesterday. There's nowhere we're 3 points away from fear. I mean, this is heavy fear. This will adjust in 7 hours, but man, I think this is going to go back down to the 16, 15 level. I can feel heavy fear right now. So just remember, numbers cannot lie. They do not know how. Amen. I'd be amazed if we get a notable bounce here. Macro economy, fear and greed, not updated yet. Yeah, it's got to get updated, though. They're pretty sloppy on that. But we'll see. Let's see the coin market, fear and greed. Did they update that faster? It's usually right here in the middle. Yeah, 38 fear. Yeah, they haven't updated any. Altcoin season, 31. Yeah, it's not even close. Average crypto RSI is oversold. Almost every crypto is beat. Right? Did Hyperliquid stay in the mix? It stayed at 33. So Hyperliquid's up 50% and actually hanging. If you got into Hyper, you didn't lose anything. See? And then I always look at what coin's bouncing right now. So Hyper is strong and River is strong compared to Bitcoin right now. River was 34, right? Bounced back to 45. World Liberty Finance kind of has a bottom there around $14. So Hyperliquid says, no way, we don't care. It's a utility. People can short and long on it, right? Topic, major dump by Bitcoin long-term holders. Nearly 140,000 in spot bids have been placed in between $80,000 and $84,000 level. Bitcoin is now back in its strong support zone. If this zone is lost, Bitcoin will go straight to the April 2025 lows. Yeah. Bitcoin dumps awaits, hits different when the long-term guys doing the selling. Roughly 143,000 Bitcoin moved out from long-term holders into the past 30 days. Peter got in their head, and they started saying, I'm up millions and billions. I should take something off the table here. They didn't sell at 126. They had the Kool-Aid. Now they're selling at probably a horrible time, but long-term holders distributing a classic late cycle single. The market is now at a critical decision. 85K is key support. Holding above keeps structure bullish and signals dip buyers. I don't even listen to this stuff. I listen to what I see in the market, right? Because if you listen to this stuff, it's not going to make much sense. So look, now they're bouncing me. Now they're bouncing it back to the upside here. Can they hold 85,000? Now it's looking like a double bottom there. It's almost looking like it's a triple bottom. Very rare signal, though. They definitely faked me out because they were starting to place this descender in there. But now it broke out. Look. Dang. Man. I don't like that. So I'm out. That wasn't supposed to happen. We had to roll over. I'm out. It didn't happen the way I wanted it. I'm out. You see? Small losses, bigger wins. Take 182. I'm still up on the day. Not great, though, right? I made 4, lost 150. I'm up 250. And some fees, probably only 200. But that's okay. I can do this 10 times a day, back and forth, and still make $2,000. But this stinks, man. Look at this. They wicked it, but they didn't get me somehow, which is very odd. Imagine if I end up winning this trade, it'd be nuts. But it's unlikely now, because look, this is a trend line, and you just broke above it. That doesn't happen on a descending triangle. So I have to submit that that's not what I want to see. Okay? Well, great is I'll watch this today, and there's a chance we make a monster long with my signal. And out, let's go to the 4 hour, the 8 hour, and start 12 hour, 22, bearish. 4 hours not closing a green candle next to a red one, it looks like. 1 hour's not doing the same, but maybe it can. We got to see this candle start to grind back up there. 15-minute is it did attempt to tweezer bottom. It's attempting to bottom out. And then here we are on the 1, and you can see why I'm on the 1 minute time frame. Like, that was a little bit of a breakout. Was it a bull trap on the 1 minute, right? Did they take me out yet? No, I'm still in the trade. This is very interesting. And see how I'm willing to cover the stop, and they still somehow didn't get. I went right into that to get me, but the second I let it go, I think the wick started to move down. So I just got lucky on that. Huh. I went 5K on strategy. Wow. It's a triple bottom. I don't know. 4 hour daily and week hours higher the 30s. To me, bullish. Nah, it's heavy selling off. You got to look at the monthly and the weekly support zones that we've been holding for months now and that we've now broken. Support or resistance is key. They'll tell you what the indicators are going to do. That's what I found. Don't put too much on the indicators. Support or resistance really is like for instance, an indicator will look oversold or overbought, and then you'll hit the support or resistance. That's when you'll flip down, not exactly when the indicator's high, but when you hit the support or resistance. Now we're only down 42, right? That was 150. We'll see. It could do a bullish retest. Now you're looking, is it going to make some type of inverted head and shoulder? It looks like an Adam and Eve. See, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom, is it not? I think I'd be smart to cover small losses here. Who cares if they keep dumping it? I'm not getting good market structure. I'm not getting what I like to see. This should have stayed inside the zone and dumped. I'm getting too many mixed signals now. Like right now, it's not what I'm looking for. Many times it's done exactly what I wanted and it's dumped. Like earlier today, when we showed you this one and it dumped. Like it didn't start coming out the triangle, right? I drew this, we shorted it, and it played out. It's not supposed to come out of this and hang out right here. That's not what I'm looking for. I keep trying to get kicked out of the trade. They keep not letting me get kicked out. It's so crazy. I keep putting myself in position here. Take my $20. Nope, not going to happen, right? Losing small is awesome. Losing big is not cool. Trust me, learning how to lose is the key to winning. I say it all the time, and it's a fact. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't claim to be a psychic. I'm just very hyper aware, okay? Can you check Bitcoin dominance? Dominance going down, altcoins dominance going up. Third eye is offset though. Strategy has 71,000 Bitcoin. They paid an average of 76 for it. They're going down like the Titanic. I don't think so. It doesn't make sense to me. But who knows? Anything is possible. But it doesn't make sense to me that they'd be going down. Yeah. They could buy more Bitcoin. They're not going to get liquidated. You see what I mean? Just buy more Bitcoin, man, and lower the average cost. It's not they started stacking dollars too. You remember that, right? So there's your cup and handle. See it? Cup and handle. Sammy saved the day. Oh, back to 90. Oh, okay, now they got me. So look, it does look like it's going to bounce now. See, that was just an add-on to see if we could get extra dumpage. So look, now that looks like it's going to bounce. But I don't trade this stuff until we get above the 1 minute 2. I don't care. I'll miss this 84 all the way back up. The only way I'll trade it is if the 1 hour shows a tweezer bottom. If the 1 hour gives me a tweezer bottom, I'll take it. You close a 1 hour candle next to this one, I'll get into a long possibly, but not until then. Nasty dump for Bitcoin today. And look, it just fell out of a descending triangle on the 1 hour. Like, that's exactly what it did. Classic story right there. To a T. And that's the 21 above the 200. Boom. That's how I teach you how to trade the 1 minute. It's the same exact sauce. You can long, you can short, you can short, you can long, you can go back and forth. It doesn't matter. Do whatever makes you happy. All right? Any given day, baby. Any given day. Wow. Wow. Let's take a look at their super chats in here tonight, tomorrow, this morning, wherever you are in the world. Let's take a look at what's happening here with the fan funding. Crashing cars, banging them up, and crashing cans. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're talking about, hey, my birthday's also April 9th, bro. God bless you, brother. I really shouldn't let my birthday, certain things I shouldn't be letting out there, but can you check Bitcoin dominance? I've shared so much already, I better get famous at this point, because, my life is out there. You know what I mean? Now at this point, I got to get so famous I can, hire, Navy SEALs to just, and have them at different triangulations and just, right? In Bulgaria, we would say, keep yourself positive. KYP, baby. Keep KYP, man. KYP. Amen. Hypothetically, if you were 32, just starting with a couple thousand like me, what would your strategy be? I would be looking for long-term assets that make sense, right? I like Tesla right now as an alternative to an investment because, how is Tesla not going to continue to go? They continue to print money, and Tesla makes these robots and does well. And hold on, let me take a look here. I'm going to ask for some help from my best friend, one of my buddies, Supergrok. All right, and I'm going to give you guys a report here in a second. So I love Supergrok, man. I use it all the time. Possible little squeeze back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Not amazing, though. If you look at the 1 minute, really didn't do a dang thing. It actually could be still in a bear flag, technically, and wants to continue to dump, right? The bigger time frames say this is going to take us down. That's what they say. That's a bear flag that should be dumping you. All right. Tesla's earnings released on January 28th, 2026. And we're going to give you the Tesla earnings and kind of the information you need. Showed a slight beat on expectations despite a challenging year overall. The company reported Q4 revenue of $24.9 billion, exceeding Wall Street estimates of $24.8 billion, with non-GAAP earnings per share of 50 cents versus the expected 45. For the full year 2025, revenue totaled $94.8 billion, marking a 3% decline year over year, the first annual revenue drop in Tesla's history. GAAP net income fell sharply to $3.7 billion, down 61% from 2024, while non-GAAP net income was $5.9 billion at a 16% decrease. Automotive revenue specifically dropped 11% to $69.5 billion. However, the energy generation and storage segment grew to $12.78 billion. They are changing their business model, and they did discontinue some cars. So you could see, they're focusing on other things. When you focus on other things, you're going to lose, maybe you might lose a little revenue the first year or two because you're shifting. But that means you're also building, and you could produce a different gain in a different place. And so it leaves the opening of possibilities too, right? So it's not all bad when you look at those numbers, right? It's decent. It's decent. So to me, Bitcoin's still in a bear flag until it's not. I wouldn't long unless you get back above that 200 moving average. If you really get busy, you can attempt to use the 30-second chart. All right, but you got to be good about that. Sorry, I don't mean to be accidentally showing that every 5 seconds. But you can see, man, I tethered up a long time ago, and I'm smartly tethered up. I think it was the best thing I did. It's sometimes no trade is the best trade. Sometimes no position. I'm in a position. I'm in the dollar, and you could say, well, the dollar just dropped. You weren't tethered. You can't shift every part of your money everywhere all the time. Like if you're worth 10 mil, you can't use all your 10 mil gold. No, all my 10 mil in gold. No, it's like you make the biggest moves you can when you can. You keep yourself somewhat diversified. You go from there. You can't be in everything all the time, all right? And you know, some people are good at moving it. Some people make the biggest calls of their life. They go all in on one thing. I don't know if that will be me. You know, I already kind of did that for Bitcoin a long time ago, and it's been a long struggle at this point, coming up on 10 years. And we did hit 100K, but man, they've made it hard. They've made it very hard. Like the last year, I didn't think Bitcoin was going to be this hard. I have to be honest, everybody. It was easier. You know, when we went to 20 to 100K, I was the richest I ever was so many times, remember? This has been tough, man. This has been a rough road. Remember, I bought that $84,000 Bitcoin so long ago. And here we are again, like a year later or something, right? It's a bit odd, to be honest. So yeah, Bitcoin's been harder than I thought it was going to be. Getting rich is extremely difficult. It's taxing on the mind, taxing on the brain. I can see how some people just give up and go, hey, I'd just rather work at a supermarket. I'm done. I'm cooked. They've taken me through it all. Like, I deserve wherever I'm at. And you deserve wherever you're at in life if you've gone through what I've gone through. I'm telling you right now, this ain't a joke. And I speak to you like my dad spoke to me. This is how my dad spoke to me. He was a realist, man. He didn't really cookie cut it. He said, hey, Sam, I've been real with you since you were 12 years old, man. Haven't I? Haven't I told you how it is? I always treated you like a man from day one. I said, you have, Dad. He said, if I told you the truth to your face, man, I never, you know, because you were young. I didn't want to keep, you know, oh, we can't. No. My dad was hard on me at the beginning. He told me how it was. He said the kid better figure it out now so when he's older, he's not sitting there scratching his head. God bless my father for doing that. Jimmy Price, you're the man. I love you with everything. The older I get, the more I love you because the more I realize what you did for me that I couldn't see when I was younger. God bless my father, James H. Price, man. God bless him. He was an amazing man, amazing person. He had his flaws like every human does. All right. He was beaten by his father all the time, dumped out a mattress, hung out a window. Like my dad went through so much, most people probably wouldn't even be able to get through at it, you know, and he persevered. He found his independence. My dad moved out of the house at 15, 16 years old. Had his own car, had his own apartment. Him and my grandfather did not get along that well for whatever reason. I talked to my aunts, and they all say your grandfather was the nicest, sweetest man in the world. He was a gardener. He loved plants. He was the greatest. My dad said he was really hard on me, man. You know, the story goes, my dad had Coca-Cola bottle glasses at a very young age. And he was made fun of. He was beaten up. He was picked on a lot. Because back then, his eyes were cross-eyed when he took his glasses off. He had cross eyes. He took his glasses off, his eyes are like, once he put his eyes on, it changed the stigmatism, and he was fine. So whenever my dad took his glasses off, like my dad could not see without glasses. By the age of a year old, my dad had bad eyesight, man. He was born with bad eyesight. That was hard for him. Kids beat him up. They broke his glasses, and then his dad would beat on him. When he would take his glasses home to his dad would beat him up. Because his dad was like, what are you doing? So the local optometrist knew his dad would beat him up. So the local optometrist would fix my dad's glasses for him without telling his dad. My dad would get into a fight, break the glasses, and he'd go over to the optometrist, and the guy would fix his glasses for free. And that's like a known little story in my family. Like, my dad had to find out how to be independent at a young age. He went through things I never had to go through. You know, I think about that, and I'm like, damn, man, that's not easy. And again, some people had it way harder than that. I'm not trying to say it was like, but you know, and then there was a priest beating on my dad. One time he said he took his belt off at 8 or 9 years old, and he said he hit the priest as hard as he could in the head with a belt buckle. He cracked that priest's head right open. He said, man, don't you ever hit me again. He kicked him out of school. He was getting beat up and taking it, you know, the guy was picking on him, man. Literally punching him out. The guy was 40 years old. My dad was a little kid, man. So, my father grew up with grit. He didn't take nothing from nobody. You didn't look my father in the face saying, I'm telling you right now. You didn't say nothing to my dad in real life, man, if you didn't want to, you know. And he was smart, too. He picked his battles. I never seen him cause problems to my family. No one ever came to my house. you know? And he dealt with some of the darkest demons in the world, and he came out alive, man. One day I'll tell my dad's story. More than you know. I'll write a book for him because I think he deserves it. He was a real man. They don't make him like my dad anymore. They just don't. You don't see men like him anymore. You just don't. That's not the way. Like, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. We may have stopped the bleeding for the day here. This will give you a move back to the upside. I don't long these. I got to wait for us to get above the 200 and find my model. That'll take about an hour. Okay? And we'll figure it out. Today's my day for my dad. You know, today I let everyone know who my dad was, man. God bless you, Dad. Yeah, I should call it tough as nails or something, like, you know. If you need a ghostwriter, let me know. Editing background, yeah, please email me, man. I'd love that. Email me, CryptoLifers@gmail, bro. Let's work. Why not? I get all my best people from the channel. Email CryptoLifers@gmail. Let us know what you've done. Introduce yourself. Tell us your skills. Bullish on div on the 1 hour. Believe it's kicking in. Let's take a look at that. I don't see some strong bull div just yet, though. I like Tesla here. I like Tesla here with strong earnings and more coming our way and new products and good divisions there, right? So 4 hours finally getting a tweezer bottom. You know, many times what I do is I long this with a stop below this and I just see if I can catch the move. Now, it's a front run idea. It's very risky. It may not play out, but we're very oversold. I see the bull div on the 1 hour. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to attempt to catch a falling knife here. I think it's a good idea. Because all we need is the dollar to drop a little more, which it likely will. So I'm going to throw a long in here. All right. 88,330 is my target. And 84,308 is going to be... And I'm just more comfortable longing at the end of the day. And I'll go about at what? 680 for $2,000. Yeah, that would be a good idea. So I'm going to take the long here, okay? And you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't do what you see people do on YouTube. You may not be able to handle this loss like I can. You may not understand how to trade this way. You may have no idea what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I'm not you. You're not me. I did make, we'll see where this goes. But this is what I've been doing recently. Just, that would have moved. That would have played out. So very oversold. Let's see. Look, it's already up $85. I mean, that's the fastest $55 I've ever made. Imagine making $50 in under 20 seconds. It's been 30 seconds I've been in the trade. I'm not saying it's going to go, but look, I'm the king of 3%. Nobody makes 3%. Yo, show me 3%. Don't play that. No one makes 3% more than me, man. As it goes back to 1.8. Walking around, we see in a car just caught fire. Man, this life is precious. Stay safe out there. Much love to all the grateful for everything and everyone. Man, that's crazy. You're in NYC? I just got married holding my mom's handle, and she died. I got married holding my mom's handle, and she died 30 minutes later. You just got married holding your mom's hand, and she died 30 minutes later on the day you got married? My God. My mom died on Thanksgiving, man. Our whole family was together. She died on Thanksgiving with all of us together. We didn't even get to eat the turkey. We never ate turkey that Thanksgiving. We couldn't eat it. She went into a coma, and me and my sister sat with her all night. And like 1 a.m, I said, I'm gonna go. I gotta get ready. I had run a whole entire Black Friday sale, and we had put tons of money and tons of time into it. And if I didn't show up to the live stream, like, it was gonna devastate months of work. So like, it just the way it worked, like I had to man up and show up for my team and for my company. And I was like, I was gone. I was cooked. I did it anyway. And again, people have done way harder things than me. They've walked through the Bulgarians, or through the Russian snow. They've got, like the charge of the Light Brigade, right? Like, there's so much stuff, and you read about history and what men have been through. This could be our beautiful reversal, though. I'm up 9%, $131 in the trade. Let's see what happens here for Bitcoin. I may have called the bottom here. Remember, I don't claim to be perfect. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go, just like you. I never said I had all the answers, and I don't claim to. But I will show up every single day and help you as much as I can. My mother committed, oh my God. And that's why I said God has a plan for us all, even when it's impossible to see. I have to believe that. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. People die all around me. It's not funny. Oh my gosh. Same with me, man. My two good friends died growing up. My mentor's dead. My mom and dad are dead. Nah, not everybody, though. I got some good friends that are still kicking with me. Everybody, I love you. I'm going to leave you with this long. I'm going to jump out of here for the day. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I don't know how we do it every single day, but we do. Today was devastatingly insane. It created good viewership, though, so hey, it is what it is. If you want to join and trade where we trade, you want to make the gains like I'm making, you want to figure it out, you can demo trade on weeks, so you don't have to use real money for a long period of time. Go to here and hit demo trading right there on futures, and you can make it happen. All right, and one last thing I want to show you, too, is the Pionex trading bots. If you didn't know about them, I just want to show you about what they are. I got a quick little ad for you. Now, check this out. This is something I really want to show you. This is the Pionex bots. These bots are absolutely amazing, and they run very, very well. And what I want to show you, if we hit detail here, you can see how these bots are running. Here's a Tesla bot that's been running for 60 days. It's up $160, 16%. You can also extrapolate the grid profit. Like, you could take that profit right now if you wanted to. On $1,000, it's made $240. And, you know, I'm not trying to say this is going to change your life overnight, but it could become a source of income over time that just continues to develop. So you set these bots up, you set up a grid, you let them run. Like this one, it made 25 trades in the last 24 hours, 399 rounds already. It's a PaxG Gold bot. You put in 1,100, you make 200, you can take out 57 in grid profits right now. Here's another one, a SUI futures bot. Put in 1,000, made 364, and that's pretty dang good if you think about it. And it's made 60 rounds in 24 hours, 8,267 trades. You would never be able to do that many trades in 66 days. A BNB bot up another 23%, and it's got grid profits of 135. You could take that. A Sol one that's up $71 on 1,000, but there's grid profits right there of $230 that you could take out too as well. So here's another $1,000 in grid profits that can be extrapolated, or you can hit the more button. We can compound these back into the trade to make the trade stronger. This one's doing great. It's an Ethereum bot. I like bots on bigger assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. And then when the market gets frothy, I like to make other bots too. We make these bots. We create them. Their ability, you can copy them. You can find out more in the trading group, where we have links to copy bots and links to how to create all this stuff on Pionex, so you can find out more. This is amazing. I want you to understand this can just kind of run on its own. And it's a great way to make money in the bear or the bull market. These bots run no matter what. And you do have to reset them. There's times when I change the parameters and the grids, but we teach you guys that in the trading group if you want to know more. So hit the link to Pionex, find out more, and jump on in today. And you wouldn't believe what can happen here with these trading bots. So I just wanted to show you that because it's just, you know what I mean? Some things don't have to be big cash grabs. You can go little by little and find your way, right? And that's kind of all I want to say here about that, right? It's like, that's like humble money there. Be honest, man, it doesn't look amazing here. Look, I tried that reversal and it looks like, you know, who knows? I may get caught out here. It's ugly, man. We'll see, but see how the 21's coming back into price? Like, we did get above it here. There's some chance we get a loop. But look what I'm seeing here now. This is what we could see. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. This dumps further down. I'll keep you guys privy in the next half an hour to hour what happens in the trading group. I'll let you know where we're at. But, dang, man. A tough day in the markets if you didn't short that puppy right off the bat. And it's going to take me a couple hours to realize what just happened here. And I'm also in a bit of state of shock too. It's just like whenever I see it, it's just, you know it's going to dump, but when it actually dumps, you're like, wow, like, cars might get in accidents, but when you get in an accident, it's like, whoa, right? So like when it happens for real, And look, that might be shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I may be playing myself here. Ah, man. Whatever, it's smaller amounts I've made. You know, I made more in Poly Market last weekend. So it's like, I had a shift to do anything to make. I was like, I don't even like football like that. I don't even do that. And I turned 1,000 into 5,000, remember? And I gave 500 away into the group because, man, different ways, different strokes for different folks, right? Anyway, you got to stay positive no matter what, everyone. I came here to teach you that and to preach you that. I love you. If you made gains today in the group, let me know. God bless you. If you got liquidated and wrecked, you were over-risking yourself. You can't do that, all right? You can't over-risk. Little by little is the way. Once you realize it's patience and little by little, then you can win. I believe, well, there's at least a path to winning. But if it's all in every time, and one of those all-ins is going to take you out. And you're not going to make it. So anyway, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I'll show my trading group. We may win this trade. You never know what could happen. So I stay open-minded, and I'll post to the group in a little while. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip side. May God bless everyone here on the live. Ooh, wait. There we go. I was a little shifted there today. Anyway, it is what it is. Not always going to be perfect, but I try to make it exact. There we go. Anyway, I love you all so much. I thank you all for being absolutely amazing people. And I couldn't be here without each and every one of you. Thank you so much. May God keep me humble no matter how much money I make. May God keep me grounded. May God help me never forget the love of my mom and dad. May God help me provide love for everyone in the world. And thank you for everything you've given me, dear Lord, in my life. Amen. And thank you for everyone here on the channel. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I love you. Thank you so much. Don't let money get in your head. Go for a walk today. Realize you are alive. And being alive is the greatest gift you could ever have. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.